everybody to what we're calling Bite Size. I am one of your hosts, Dan. I'm here with me. My co-host is Shadow. Uh,
Hello.
that is him, as you just heard. What today we're gonna do is go over the blind reaction of a TWAB, or what's called this week at Bungie, for the game Destiny 2. We're just kind of slowly go through it and then give our thoughts on it and kind of go through that. Shadow, do you have anything?
No, let's just jump right into it.
Sick. So, starting off, this is the November 5th, 2020 TWAB. 2 hours ago, this was posted by DMGO4. Um, so it looks like the same launch trailer as what we've already seen. Uh, just exploring that in Season of the Hunt. Looks like it's got the season pass here still. Ooh, some patch notes. Looks like over the last few weeks, our goals have been to set expectations we've covered in the DCV Destiny Content Vault, upcoming sandbox changes, gambit tuning, and more. These updates are mind blowing or overly game changing. Well, we'll see about that. They're just nice little morsels to chew on for the final days leading up to launch, which will be next Tuesday. Um, so let's looking at the archives here. Beginning November 10th, two new kiosks will be available in the tower. First up, the quest archive will be found next to the postmaster. Our hope is that this removes some of the confusion when trying to track down the odd quests that you previously discarded. Additionally, this will be the place for any veteran players to pick up New Light Quest on November 10th if they have a strong desire to experience New Light, new player tutorials, and the reintroduction of the Cosmodrome. I'm actually kind of excited for that. Just because previously they said that we could, as veteran players, go through and do the new version of the New Light Quest. We're gonna meet Shah Han, who I believe is the Cosmodrome vendor. So that'll be kind of cool, kind of helpful, like a quality of life thing.
Yeah, kind of get new players acquainted with how the nuances of how Destiny works and its,
Yeah.
milestones, its objectives, quests, bounties. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's a good step forward trying to figure out and get new players in so that there isn't the initial confusion of veteran players trying to teach new lights how to do things and they're sitting there like, I don't know where that's at.
Yeah, cause like I
And
mean,
it's things that we are second nature to.
yeah, like I mean, being in the clan and having a lot of people who are new lights, like let my people go and hire a. They're kind of like, oh, like we're like, oh, let's go do this, and they're like, what's that? And you're like, what do you mean? He's, well, I'm a new light. Okay, well, didn't they explain this to you? And it's like, no, they just had you do the first mission from D1, and then they just threw you into the tower to talk to Sabala and just be over flooded with quests. So I like this. I feel like it's a good quality of life for new players to even help them find quests, and it hopefully doesn't flood their quest log too. That'll be interesting to see. Looks like the next kiosk is the Moment of Lost Light Exotic Archive. Can be found by the Vault.
It looks like it's going to be dead center of the vault, and it's going to be the kiosk that you go to for exotics
Yeah,
that their original ways of getting them are no longer in the game. So
yeah,
if you missed out on the Outbreak or the Whisper or Anarchy, exotics like
like
that, you
sleeper
can go here to get
awareness.
them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So it looks like it says for various exotics and legendary pinnacles. So maybe people could still acquire like Luna's Howl or maybe Mountaintop if they wanted to get it and use it for like strikes or something. I mean, Mountaintop's still a viable weapon outside of in-game content. Let's see here. Players will need an amount of Glimmer, Destination materials, Masterworking materials, and an exotic cipher or a Signet shard in order to purchase the legendary, exotic, or legendary which they desire. That'll be interesting. We're also including a currency, Spoils of Conquest, which can only be acquired when completing raids. This currency will be required for exotics previously tied to vaulted raids. Oh, okay, so that's kind of cool. So it's kind of making you want to do the raid, so that way you can get the currency, so you can get sleeper, or
Hmm.
like anarchy or what's something else like Acreus or Teraba? Because I know that a lot of people have been trying to get Teraba recently.
Yep. They also have added in a new way of earning exotic ciphers once a week from Zur. He will actually sell you a quest in order to go and earn one exotic cipher per week.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. So it's basically so for me, I kind of see that as like a chance to get two exotic engrams from Zur instead of the normal one. Because I normally, cause like I don't necessarily need to like do a quest anymore. You know, being a veteran player, I have everything. So having that, that'll be kind of cool. It'll make you not want to lose your brain cells and farm out a nightfall constantly.
Yeah. And having him sell ciphers is good for someone like me who skipped out and just didn't do anything during season worthy, and
Yeah.
I missed out on two different exotics that are fairly strong. I
Yeah,
missed out on Heir
Air
Apparent and
very good.
Fourth Horseman.
And Fourth Horseman alone, I feel like Fourth Horseman is going to be very good going into the next season. So if there's a way for you to get it, it'll be awesome. I'm curious on how they're going to add like exotic catalysts for stuff like Sleeper, Fourth Horseman, or Acreus. I'm curious if they're just going to be like world drops then.
Yeah. It should also be mentioned that this kiosk will more than likely be the place that you go to pick up a quest to earn Fellwinters if you also missed out on things like that.
I didn't even think about that because I didn't know if it would be classified as a pinnacle or pursuit weapon. I mean, you would think so because like that would
It
be kind of
was
cool.
technically a pursuit legendary weapon during season worthy. It would make sense for it to be in this kiosk.
Yeah, I mean,
If it is not, that is my mistake. But from the sounds of it, it sounds like it should and will be.
yeah, I mean that'll be really cool because there's a bunch of people who like taking a break because the last couple seasons were dry, so they didn't want to play, and I don't blame them. I mean, it was it's rough finding something to do. Can we just talk about how this kiosk looks really cool?
It
Like
looks really nice too.
really well done. What's it called? Moment of Lost Light Exotic Archive. That's really cool. I like it a lot.
I'll say they really went all out on making it known that this is the place you get the weapon quest, the exotics.
Yeah,
It really comes out with that exotic feel,
and then you have just this tiny little kiosk like that you'd find
which we had in Destiny 1.
yeah.
So it's always nice to see them bringing back things that worked really well
Mm-hmm.
from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 when they should have been there at the beginning, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
The next one, though, the next patch seems to be Crucible and with
Which
some trials off the rip,
I'm
which
very
I'm
excited
kind of
about.
happy about.
Exactly. So it looks like the power level requirement is increased to 1210. That shouldn't be that hard to do. It looks like I think the seasonal storyline quest pushes you to 1200, which is the soft
It's
caps.
10 above soft cap. You'll be able to get to it fairly easily.
Yeah, you just do your powerfuls and you'll get there. You don't even need to worry about pinnacles. Like if you're a Crucible player, it shouldn't be that hard. Do the quest, get to 1200, do some powerfuls. There you go. They added adept weapons and weapon mods to flawless chest rewards. Let's look at the additional here. Oh, this is just hot. This just pulls up.
It brings up last week's TWAB.
Yeah. So yep, looks like adept weapons are just going to be in the flawless chest. So that seems like a good incentive to want to go flawless.
It
So
now makes me want to go for flawless, being that I wanted to do trials every single weekend in Destiny 1.
mm-hmm,
When it came to Destiny 2, I didn't really feel a need to do it because I could get everything from a 3 win.
exactly.
There was no incentive to go for the flawless.
Yeah,
Now there is.
yeah. Now there is it's like these adept weapons are going to be, in my opinion, probably game breaking. Like if you put a like I think it adds plus 13 stats to everything. So it's kind of treated like an armor masterwork instead of a normal one. And then you can add a plus 10 to whatever section or perk you want. Like let's say you want to add more range to your shotgun because looking at it on paper it doesn't have a lot of range. But you could basically make this like a sniper rifle pretty much. So it'll be very interesting to see. Looks like they added some blockers to some out of bounds areas. that'll be
Areas that it would just push you back. So
hmm
if you play the game and tried exploring like me, you'll soon find out that a ledge that looks like you can jump on, it ends up pushing you back 40 feet.
hmm
They've added those to a couple of maps, and that
Yes.
just had a little bit of too good of advantages.
Yeah, especially being on like top tree Dawnblade for Warlock, where you could just eat your grenade, go fly way above out of bounds, snipe somebody, and then Icarus dash back into the map. Which hopefully that's where it's looking at on Cauldron, but I do know that that was kind of toxic. Looks like the player identity stuff. Login screens now have a dark background. That'll be interesting.
Thank you. My
I
eyes are happy.
I like that. I like how it's a dark background because now you don't have to be blinded. You're playing in the dark and updated full screen menus to have dark background style. It's kind of cool. Waypoints now display season rank HUD waypoints. Interesting. That'll be interesting to see. Toggle functionality to the character screen, allowing player to make a choice between light and dark subclasses. Ooh,
So this would be how you switch from the three
stasis.
subclasses that we've learned to stasis, and then the additional subclasses that they add to darkness in
Mm-hmm.
the following expansions is how we're assuming those are going to work.
Yeah.
So in Witch Queen and Lightfall, we'll get a subclass each in theory, and that's where we would find them.
I could see us doing that. I feel like we're either gonna need to use stasis in this season quite a lot to want to benefit more than how we have been, just from what we've seen in like trailers and stuff. I feel like they're heavily wanting us to push into stasis, so I could potentially see them to like for Witch Queen making a like hive kind of related super like stasis kind of
Mm-hmm.
and forcing us to want to use that against Savathun. Uh, Character screen visuals updated depending on player choice. Oh, that'll be cool. So it's just like a quality of life thing to for the added thing.
Yeah, they showed that in a trailer to where it showed it being a more lighter background
And
and then
then
replacing with like that dark, dark blue
yeah,
from the stasis.
character creation change the selection from male to and female to masculine and feminine. That's kind of cool. Guardian
Be a
head.
little bit more inclusive with everybody on that one instead of it being more, you
Mm-hmm.
know, these are how things are. It's more, implied and
Yeah,
less more friendly to everyone.
yeah, which is kind of nice. Guardian head and hair models have been replaced with improved versions. Several color swatches have been changed to better represent the applied color. Players' previously head selections are still used. Oh, okay. Miscellaneous. Fixed a bug that prevented online friends from showing up in roster on Stadia. Okay, so that'll be good for you guys playing on Stadia. I'm not really. I know my friend tried it on Stadia. He didn't really. He said it was kind of lame. Crucible was boring. He played like the same people, so that'll be interesting. Fixed a bug that occasionally prevented players from earning progress on bounties when joining an activity in progress. Huh, I didn't even notice that. I mean,
They've finally fixed the issue that I have been complaining about for so long with Iron Banner.
right? Most notably impacted Iron Banner bounties that could cause players to have their affected power bonus. Yes! Thank you. So when you go on the Iron Banner and you see somebody at 1260, like
I will not
plus
get one shot bodied by a sniper anymore.
exactly, because he's gonna be at that 1250 if that's what his base light is. So it's gonna go off of its base light. They've been needing to fix this since it became a problem in Shadowkeep. We missed on our previous sandbox preview. Reduce the muzzle flash intensity of Traveler's Chosen. See, I didn't really find a problem with it with the muzzle flash on
It
Traveler's
was a
Chosen.
bit bright and you could lose your target if you weren't as laser focused on like a health bar.
Yeah,
So I see where the issue would go, especially when all the visuals from the gun are popping up in general. I could very well see where the intensity of the muzzle flash, tuning it down would be really helpful.
mm-hmm. Looks like they increased Point of the Stag to be what Season of the Worthies light level should be, so that'll be interesting. Or I guess that'll
It
be
makes sense
default.
as that's when it came out.
Yeah, and not saying 1060. Fixed a bug that prevented some weapons dealing precision damage. Looks like Ariana. Yeah, I
Finally.
did notice that Ariana's Val would have that problem. Like, I would lose the first glance buff. Let's see here. Hunter Dodge. Interesting. They increased the
This
cooldown.
affects me specifically.
Yeah, and it affects me a lot. You know, being a hunter main, like I'm a little upset seeing that hunters are getting a problem, but I feel like we always just get tagged with something. But it is what it is. So it looks like if you're at tier 4 on your mobility, the old cooldown was 22 seconds. Now they're increasing it 6 to 26.
It seems they're increasing all cooldowns by 4 seconds with the Hunter Dodge. So my 9 seconds now goes to 13.
Which even then again, if you're running Heart of the Pact on bottom tree Night Stalker, the perk itself increases mobility, so that kind of mitigates that a little bit, makes it a non-bow. But this will be interesting. I'm kind of excited about this because I'm not gonna lie, when you're playing Crucible and you've got 100 mobility hunter on like Wormhusk or like Stompies or something like that, like it does get a little excessive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, being red health, crouch dodging behind a thing and popping right back out, and I get the kill every time that happens. I definitely can see where that's a problem. So I'm glad this is happening as a person going up against it, but as a person using it quite often, I'm a little upset. But we'll see how well it is effective. Looks like anti-barrier rounds now penetrate taken failing shields. Don't know why that wasn't introduced in the first place.
The next change for the anti champion mods is so good. I'm so happy.
Ooh, all anti-champion mods have been shifted to armor rather than. That's nice. Okay, so like this is really cool. I like how they introduced unstoppable armor mod for the pulse rifle, because when it was double reward loot in Lake of Shadows, I ran that mod slot on my gloves and a pulse rifle with Taken spec, so I could get an extra amount of damage against those guys. So it was really really helpful and beneficial. I like this quite a lot because you know the Ikelos SMG, I run surrounded with surrounded specs, so I don't even care about the anti barrier. So running anti barrier on my armor and having that extra way to help increase surrounded will be nice. Orbs of
I
light.
actually feel like having another change that they could have done, which would have probably been more beneficial, is just giving us the anti champion mod slot in addition on the gun. So we have our normal mod slot and then an
Mm-hmm.
anti champion slot.
Yeah.
That would have made the most sense, but this change is a lot better than what we currently have.
No, yeah, it is. It's really cool. Like, it definitely helps out players. Like, so I mean, you go into a grandmaster, you're 25 light levels underneath, so any extra amount of damage you can get is nice. Like, I think I ran high energy fire, taken spec, and divinity. Like, you quickly pop up the thing on an orange bar, and then go back to dealing damage to him with your primary. Like, any amount of damage you could get helped you quite a lot. Okay, so they changed Orbs of Light's name to Orbs of Power, so they now can
Which
be
it
used
makes
against light and
sense.
dark subclasses. I like that. That's nice. I was actually curious on how that would work.
And the most important thing of this entire patch note, if we scroll down just a tad bit more, we have our permanent 4K spicy ramen coupon wallpaper.
Nice. I will probably be adding that to my wallpaper on my computer. Let's see
The
here.
most important thing of this TWAB is the spicy ramen coupons.
Yes, the coupon that we didn't have anything to do with. So looks like that's the full patch notes. The full patch notes will be released on Tuesday around launch time, which will Shadow will probably be live during some time around launch, if not on Twitch.
I will be live on launch day for an extended duration.
More than normally.
More than my normal 4 hours. I will be live for a very long time on that day. And the subsequent days as long as I do not have work.
Yep, and you'll probably hear me, bullying around.
You will definitely hear the cry of House Oreos throughout the day.
this is interesting. So, with new expansion coming up, fresh new update to the Bungie store. Interesting. Let's take a look at what they got here just from this stuff. Looks like
Hey man, those Bungie, I'm not gonna lie, I bought a couple things from them. Like they're actually kind of high quality. I'm not gonna lie.
are they?
We're not at all sponsored to say this. I'm just saying, like I kind of like it. I'm not gonna
Not
lie.
gonna lie, I like the Bungie Christmas sweater. He got the
That
hunter,
does look
the
nice.
Titan, and it looks like the yellow is Warlock with the Bungie symbol. I like this quite a lot. And this Stasis, if it's like a sweatshirt sweater, like a hoodie style without the hood, I'll probably be picking that up. Can we talk about this Drifter statue for a second? Like,
Dog, I have the stranger statue sitting right next to me right now, and she looking kind of lonely without Drifter next to
I
her.
have a lonely little Osiris pop figurine from like way back when Destiny had like it was Destiny 1 was the game, right? And I need to update the statue here. The face masks. I like the face masks going on with COVID, being a problem as it is. I'm curious on if anyone actually ever has bought the boots that they sell, because I feel like it's never said sold out.
Also, the thing that comes up right after these emblems look sick.
Ooh, cosmic alignment. Oh, are these the?
Excuse the off coloration. He is. We both are colorblind, so it
Yeah, so
makes it
we
easier
have
for
the
us to see them.
we have
We
the
do
colorblind shirt
apologize.
on, so I do apologize for that. Are these the emblems that
These
we?
are from the store, not from.
Okay, so these are from the store, not
Yes.
from. Okay, so okay, I will definitely be
And the
buying
last one looking kind of nice.
the Shattered Harmony.
Shattered Harmony looking
It does
kind of
look pretty
nice.
good. I think this is a better Gambit emblem that we've had in a long time, and it's not even a Gambit related emblem. So
True.
I'll probably be buying the soundtrack just to get this. And I guess I'll have to buy something through. Okay, so this is interesting. So if
We
I
do have
oh
more
yeah,
things about the Beyond Light preload as well.
yeah, preloads. So November Monday 9th, we'll go offline for extended maintenance period. Ample time to download Destiny 2 Update 3.0.0. Prep for our teams prepping for launch day assault on our servers, which is helpful. They should have been doing this a while ago, but it is what it is. Destiny player support has the full timeline for maintenance, downloads, and more. Next Monday, update will begin below timeline events. So 3 p.m. PST, background maintenance for update will happen, and at 3:30, 4 o'clock p.m. PST, preparation for downtime will be removed from activities and be required to download a small update before logging in again. Sign at 6:50 p.m. Looks like sign off will be disabled. 7 o'clock will be brought offline. I believe it's what for 14 hours, I think, until
14-hour
9
maintenance is
a.m.
what we're going to be
PST.
having.
Yeah, and then I think this is the time where they're like kind of expecting us to uninstall the game so that we can reinstall it later. Correct?
It should be just an update that uninstalls the game for you, gets rid of all the files, and then reinstalls itself. But you could always be on the safe side, and as soon as you see your update ready, you just uninstall and then reinstall.
Which
You
is
could always do that to
which is
be on
probably
the
what I'll do.
100% safe side.
Well,
I know I'm just going to do that because it's going to make my life easier.
yeah, it's gonna make my life easier. I'm not
I
gonna
won't
have
have
to.
to worry about it.
Yeah, because like on November 10th, like right as soon as it goes live, I want to be in the game, going at it, because definitely Team Superflow is definitely going to be attempting the day one raid race, and I want to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah. Dan, and myself will be
Awesome.
going in hard to get everything that we can and
Mm-hmm.
all the stasis weapons that we need in order to go for that world's first attempt.
Exactly. Like I feel like stasis is going to be a big key play in that, and if there is stasis energy weapons, which I feel like there should be, then I'm definitely going to be wanting to get the best of the best on those. Looks like preload for it will be available prior to the game's release. Below are preloaded times based on your platform. So looks like this is for PlayStation, beginning on November 8th after 8 p.m. users can start preloading the update, because I do know that on PlayStation does have a huge problem with this. It does take forever to update a game. Uh, it is pretty hard pressing to, you know, get a new update for like Call of Duty or something for Warzone, and then you're like, man, I can't play for another 24 hours because I gotta update it. Looks like
Bungie
Xbox.
does not Bungie does not recommend that PlayStation players uninstall the game and reinstall. They do not recommend. There may be issues with that, with it not letting you pre-download the update. It
Mm-hmm.
may, if you go uninstall it and reinstall it, it may reinstall the current version of the game, and then you have to do the preload again.
Yeah,
So
so
I would just go with the normal preload update when that's available with PlayStation.
yeah, so I
For
guess
Xbox and PC, you might be safe to do so.
yeah, looks like it's available shortly after it's taken offline for an expected maintenance at 7 p.m. For instructions on how to auto update, click on this link, which I believe it should take you to.
Most people will know how to auto update. If not, you can go to the game settings on Xbox and it'll be able to check for an update there. With Steam, it'll just pop up. It'll just be like, hey, there's an update available because we're able to preload almost every update for every game.
Yeah. So preload for PC will be as it's taken offline on November 10th. Should automatically be put into the Steam download queue once it's available to preload. For information on managing Steam downloads and updates, click on the link in the TWAB. Storage requirements. So it looks like for PC, or I mean Xbox Series
RIP
X and S.
PlayStation 4 players.
I feel so bad for you. That's a lot. Includes current installed version of Destiny 2 plus the update. So, yeah, that's crazy. Um, so I mean, if you've got the cash to spend out on a new place on the new next gen consoles, I mean, it looks like you guys got an easy time. I mean, that's not a lot. Xbox One still has the same. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Xbox has been really good about making sure that their preloads don't mess with the current storage. They've been good about not making it require more than it really needs to.
Yeah. So it looks like PC also has the same thing.
But
Install
we usually have
size.
a couple terabytes of memory.
Yeah, we all yeah. So we really shouldn't be worrying about it unless you've got like low storage and a bunch of games. Then by all means, double check and see if you're able to.
All you got to do is uninstall that Warzone because that thing's 250 gigs on its own.
Dude, for real. And like, let's talk. Like, let's just take a quick break here and talk about how Cold War is going to be almost a terabyte.
All right, we're
That's
getting off topic.
that's nuts. Let's see. Destiny Content Vault for an end of season of arrivals. With the start of year 4 and the introduction of the DCV, certain items will be depreciated from players' inventories that correspond with the Vault destination activities and campaigns. They should read our article, review the article, I should say, and items being removed. You can double check that. Quest and currencies that will be removed as well. Glimmer, weapons, and armor. Additionally, certain titles will become legacy seals and unavailable to earn at the start of year 4.
If you do not have the raid titles already, you will not be able to get them anymore.
The keep in
You
mind
the amount of time that you need for the challenges, unless they say, yeah, all the challenges are available this week, you cannot get them anymore.
for
Reckoner,
example,
you can still kind of get. Wayfarer, you could technically get. Chronicler is unattainable, and all of the seasonal ones are unattainable now.
yeah,
Moments of Triumph
Almighty
2020 is obtainable, but you are going to have a rough time if you're trying to do that all in 1 week.
exactly. It's going to be a headache and stressful. Forerunner is you can get Forerunner still in the last
Forerunner
week,
is fairly easy to get.
but it is pretty. Most of the seasonal seals like Forerunner, Almighty Savior, and Undying are pretty easy to get. Like sit in this activity for X amount of time. There you go. So do keep in mind, Bungie does say that if players should be sure to equip the following seals after they are unavailable to earn. By that meaning, let's say you got Shadow, but you never actually put on Shadow. Go put it on and if you wanted to use a different seal, you could take it off because you'll still be able to have it.
You just need to equip the title that you currently have one time,
And
and it
it'll
tells the
switch.
game, "Oh yeah, yeah, we do actually have this." I
Exactly.
went through, and it took me not even a minute to go through and just click equip, click equip on every single title,
I
just to double check, even if I put them on before, just to be safe.
Yep, exactly. I definitely agree on that. I would like to state that there are a couple raid seals that you still can get: Enlightened for Garden of Salvation and Riven's Bane for Last Wish. You could still get those post Beyond Light launch, but Shadow for Crown of Sorrow and Blacksmith for Scourge of the Past are unobtainable on November 10th. Looks like Bungie rewards. With the release of Beyond Light, certain Bungie rewards will no longer be available. This includes the Eclipse Sunset and Sunset emblems for the MMX6 seal, Moments of Triumph T-shirt, Raid Ring, Prophecy Dungeon hoodie. The MMX seal pin and the Forerunner seal pin will not be available anymore. You kind of see this along with like the seasonal stuff in Bungie rewards.
Yeah, those are only really if you're wanting to go above and beyond and purchase a real world thing, saying, "Hey, I earned this in game." If not, you don't really need to worry about it. For
Yeah,
the super nerds like me, hey, maybe you have an extra little bit to spend on it. Maybe you don't.
yeah,
Those aren't necessary. Those
yeah.
are just additionals.
Yeah, we're not told by Bungie, hey, go buy these before you can anymore. It's if you can, if you want to, you can. Do keep in
We're just
mind.
making it aware before you can't do
Mm-hmm.
it and regret it.
They should be Players should be to earn these rewards by November 9th at 7 p.m. and claim these before November 13th. So if you did want to, you are able to purchase them up until November 18th at 8 a.m. PST. That looks like that's the end of the TWAB. That was a very interesting TWAB. Pretty interesting stuff that we were able to see going on to next week. So
We're not getting all of the patch notes this week because there are just some things that they do not want to tell us because they may be spoiler. They
exactly.
will give us a patch notes a little before launch of Beyond Light.
Yep. And it'll definitely be some very interesting to see all of what changes. I do know that I'm a little bummed out for the hand cannon nerf. I did love using hand cannons in PVE, but 140s are not the best because they don't really have a lot in the ammo capacity like a 140 does. And it'll just be very interesting to see what stuff gets changed, like especially with Hunter Dodge, being a thing. Um, Kind of makes you really want to have a lot of high mobility at this point, but it'll be very interesting to see what it is. You want to take a look at the movie of the week and the runner-up?
Mm, we can check out movie of the week.
Cool. So normally at the end of the TWAB, they do a movie of the week here and kind of shows off what the community has done. So looks like this is called Super Effective. Um, I don't know who it's by. I give credit to. Here, let's. Oh, looks like Fuzzy Ninja 649. His video got Bungie of the Week.
Sorry, that's that again.
I love the music already.
I'm already happy. This hits my nostalgia.
Is he going at this with
Are you serious?
No, that's so rough.
No! Please! Oh my god!
I think that was his solo run. That's it. That's crazy. I like that. Looks like a very skilled hunter in there. That was clutch, dude. Like
Yo,
that
the
was
boss said,
sick.
"Nah, I got you."
That's really cool. Shout out to Fuzzy Ninja 649 for that. Good job. I honestly I hope you got that solo flawless if that's what it was for. Movie of the week. Oh, it was called Giving Him a Hand. I like that. this? There's quite a lot here.
Let's say it gives you all of the runner-ups and everything.
Yeah. Seventh
And
column,
then-
another one.
Yeah.
Looks like by Sam Henriquer. I hope I pronounced that properly. Seventh column and another one.
That is not the seventh column one.
I don't think this is a seventh column.
That is Festival of the Lost Parting Shot. What just happened?
Okay, so here, watch this. This isn't. I like this. So so this area is where you spawn.
Oh, please tell
after
me.
the boss. He shoots it as he teleports. And then he shoots himself with Mountaintop.
That's
That is
amazing.
Cool. All right, let's see. Where's the? I'm pretty sure it's not a seventh column.
Your twab is a little messed up.
It could. I don't know. That's weird because that's definitely not. What is this? Okay. Sorry, saw that.
You might need to hit the refresh button real quick and
let's
scroll
hit the
back down.
refresh. Pardon a little mishap here. Oh, there it is.
Technical
Festival
difficulties.
Give him a hand. Okay. This is the seventh column, right?
The seventh column is under that one.
Okay, so this is Give Him a Hand by Miffy.
What the hell?
What?
What?
Wow!
Why doesn't stuff like that ever happen with me?
Right? Like that's crazy. Like that's
What the
nuts.
hell?
What?
That's awesome. Shout out to Miffy for that one. That's crazy. And
Something that I still can never achieve, a seventh column.
Yeah, right? Even when Thundercoil and, Titan broken, but let's see how this guy gets his seventh column. Sturm and Drang? Please tell me he's using Sturm and Drang.
Yo, the one shots though.
This has gotta be like
This has to be
This
momentum.
is momentum control because he's getting that health regeneration thing. Where's my seventh column, bro?
Hey, yo, like one after another headshots.
I mean, Jade Rabbit did the job. I guess not good enough. Dude, did he get another seventh column? What is this, dude?
Alright, when's momentum control coming back out? I need to do this.
Yes, I need to do this too. Like, I feel like I feel like the challenge has been set, and I need to get my seventh column.
I'm not gonna lie, I might be going for a seventh column with the Drang. Or a Sturm, I mean. I'm just saying, I might be doing it. I'm just waiting for something to launch.
The Taken compromised a Red Legionary. It would explain how organized they've been.
Oh.
Without Oryx, I didn't think they could
What?
still...
Well, not what I was expecting.
That's awesome. And then at TGDA at TG Duck 1, I would assume that's how you say that. That's really cool. So this is pretty cool. Bungie does this at the end of every TWAB. You submit a video, and if it gets the most likes with throughout the voting process, then it gets put into the TWAB, and you get a really cool emblem. So this is I like how Bungie does this. This is pretty cool.
They have the movie of the week, the artist of the week, and the fashion shows that they like to do.
Yeah, they're very big on
Community things.
Community things, and which is really cool. And then these are the hashtags that you use with it. Hashtag Destiny MOTW and hashtag Destiny Art. So if you really wanted to check out other people's submissions on that, you definitely could go to Twitter and check it out. Or I think you can check hashtags through YouTube too. I'm not sure, but definitely would be a great way to check out this. And you got the community creations portal on bungies.net. Definitely, if you're pretty on the artistic side, don't be afraid to be a part of the community and help. So that was the TWAB. What was the one thing that stuck out with you the most, Shadow?
Just the. It feels like this one just felt like it was a bit more of a teaser as to the real patch notes coming out before. Getting to know exactly when we get to preload, I think, is the biggest thing for me. Next to how the exotics are actually going to work with the kiosk.
Yeah.
I was like, getting to learn the exotic, and like pinnacle kiosk and how those things work, and there will be a way of getting exotic ciphers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot better than what I initially thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Hearing the stuff for the kiosks and stuff, I liked that. That was the thing that really stuck out with me the most.
And it looks amazing.
Dude, the artwork is just really cool. Like, excuse me, but
Bungie, hands down, has some of the best art in gaming.
I mean, if you just play the campaign, like any of the campaigns, the game world is so big. Like, I remember my first time playing through, like, when it was Red War campaign and you went through Nessus to save Cayde for one out of the multiple times you do, then like it was just the like player comparison was like I felt like an ant on this huge giant centaur of a planet. Like the art,
Literal centaur.
yeah, literal centaur. Like it's just
The skyboxes, the music, the
like
design, it just meshes really well, and it's just something
exactly.
Bungie knows how to do.
Exactly, and like in seeing the Leviathan ship from the Leviathan raids, and being able to see that in the sky, that was even cooler than originally. Like it's this planet eating ship that is actually eating Nessus. Like it's really like the art is one of my favorite things in this game. Like I think most of the time my backgrounds on my PC are a Destiny centered background. I'm actually gonna probably switch to spicy ramen after this
Mine
podcast.
right now is a Beyond Light background.
Right, and like it's so cool. It's just the Exo Stranger sitting, in the foreground with a pyramid in the background. Like it
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Beyond Light. There's a lot of sandbox changes. I'm excited to see how the PvP meta changes. Excited to see how the PvE meta changes too. Um,
I'm looking forward to the aspects and fragments. Those seem like they're
yes,
going to be nice.
it's gonna be really cool. Being able to, as a warlock, throw down a rift and freeze enemies. You could even potentially. Isn't there? I believe there's a fragment that chains stasis damage to one another. So the warlock chess piece, I think that like you throw down a rift and it sends a shockwave. It's like you freeze them with stasis, sends out a shockwave, and then just continues to go on. It's going to be very interesting to
When
see
you
how.
destroy a frozen enemy, it can send out another seeker to freeze another.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about right there. It's like that'll be interesting to see. It could be like a very support centric role on everything. I don't know. I'd be very interested. I honestly I feel like Surrounded is going to be a very powerful perk for warlocks. Being able to freeze enemies, seeing if you
As long as the enemies, while frozen, still count as enemies.
exactly that'll be something you'll have to see. But like I said, I'm excited. Getting to do a day one raid race. Like normal
Properly.
properly, not through LFG on Xbox where everybody's toxic. But like no offense to Xbox players, that's where I came from.
That's just LFG groups in general
It
on
is,
day
but
ones.
exactly. You're gonna have the people who are like, well, I want to get the emblem, blah 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 blah. You guys are terrible, so leave my fire team. And then you're gonna get the people like, hey man, let's just chill, let's just do the raid. Like now it's actually like the bar's been set higher for me because it's for sure like, all right, we're going for worlds first, but we gonna settle for day one. Like quoted from Shadow himself.
I'll say I gotta get everyone in the right mindset.
Exactly right, and it's the
I was
only
like,
way to do
you say something enough, your brain will
it.
go to manifest it as best it can.
Yep.
So we are going for worlds first.
Like, and even if we don't, we still gave it our all, and we got second place, man. Just saying. I'm curious on if they're going to make the raid exotic obtainable through the boss chest, or if they're going to give it like a quest. Kind of, because I know that kind of screwed over math class because they got the exotic chest, the exotic from the chest at Crown of Sorrow, but they came in second place to.
Well, didn't first place still get Divinity for Garden?
No, they didn't. They didn't get.
No.
No.
Hmm.
It was put as a quest. So at that for Garden, it was honestly whoever can get to orbit and put the emblem on first and tweet at Bungie. That was it. Like.
Well, Bungie now has systems in place to be able to see who exactly gets it real time without having to do Twitter and everything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably still, screenshot the picture of
Oh,
everybody.
100%.
With the day one emblem. Be like, yo, Bungie, what you got for
We
me?
roll up with the squad.
Speaking of rolling up with this squad, let's talk about the Stranger's Rifle with the new portal, like arc style buddy thing. That's gonna be fun to six stack in Crucible with.
You're still on this six stacking Crucible
I'm
with the
saying
Arc Buddy in
six-
No Time Buddy.
a 6v18 sounds like fun for the team that's not being put up against that, okay?
I just thought of a 6v6 Warlocks with all of them having it on. The chaos that would ensue.
I mean, that alone is already powerful. Like, Getaway Artist makes Arc Buddies enhanced, so they're already better than just throwing down a rift or eating your grenade. So it'll be interesting. I'm very excited to see how it's going to play out. But definitely excited to see a 1050 drag get, mowed down by my 1260 Guardian, and the Cosmodrome. Hopefully with Luke Cave. I hope Luke Cave comes back. But
I want Luke Cave to be a dungeon. Not a dungeon, a lost sector.
I think that'd be cool. You could call it like
forgotten loot or something.
Something like that, or like something to like have like the Memorance too, the Luke Cave.
Or at the very least, bring back the little Easter egg of the bone piles where it goes, 1,000,000 deaths is not enough for Master Rahul.
Yes, that would be cool. Like, I'm excited. We're bringing in some old stuff. We're bringing back Cosmodrome, and next year we'll have Vault of Glass come back. So that'll be interesting. And we've got some new stuff. We've got Europa, guys. Like, we've had Europa spoiled.
Europa was supposed to be here during Taken King.
Yeah, we should have been at Europa a long time ago. So I don't want to sit there and say that the bar is set super high for them, but I feel like the bar for Europa is set kind of high. It looks like a frozen Mars from D1. Like, that's the vibes I get from it. Like the super tall towers, like everything. We get to see. We get to meet the Stranger, bro. We actually get to meet the Stranger and potentially see more on her too.
There better be some veteran player dialogue with her giving us the Stranger's Rifle in the past.
And I hope it's not you go to Rahul and you just get the gun and then the quest, or like you go to Banshee and get the gun, or the exotic quest catalyst or something like that. I hope that the Stranger gives you the gun and it and then like right as soon as you touch it, it kind of flashes back to when that scene in D1 when she hands you the Stranger's Rifle for the first.
Oh, you know good and well it's not going to.
Oh, I know it's not going to happen. I'm just saying, Bungie, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If that happened, that'd be cool. You guys still got a week for this, but don't be afraid to pull my heartstrings. You pulled at them when Shax called me Saladin's young wolf. Okay.
And say you pulled them on us in Rise of Iron when we had our talk with the Ghost right next to where we got rezzed.
Yep, that too.
You're not afraid of pulling the heartstrings. I want to see some heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Also, stop spoiling your own game, please.
Please, just keep it a secret. Like, if I had the option...
We will not speak of the exact thing, but if you know, you know.
Yep. If you know, you know, guys. Like, I'm excited. I feel like we've seen quite a lot of the raid, too. I'm gonna be honest.
while I feel like we could have seen some stuff, but at the same time, as much as they've spoiled things
Yeah,
that should not have been spoiled, they have been keeping really hush hush on a lot.
yeah. Bungie's good at Easter eggs, and they're good at keeping a secret. So
Until Master Chief shows up as a playable character.
Master Chief. So, fun fact, back in D1,
By the way, guys.
there was a thing you could scan in D1 with your ghost, and it would be like, I can't remember the exact words, but it would say, this guardian
He fought in
never
enough
had the
wars
light.
to last a lifetime. He wants to stay asleep.
Exactly, and like it immediately my first reaction was that's Master Chief, like with
Oh, 100% was.
and then we can't even talk about the place on Mars that looked like the Master Chief helmet. Like, come on.
Oh, one of the fire bases or whatever.
Yes, I think it was one of the Cabal fire bases. Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
You're so good at giving us Easter eggs. Like, I'm excited to see if there's gonna be like some D1 stuff thrown at us for because of Cosmodrome coming back or like.
I feel like we'll see a lot more of the Cosmodrome in a later season when they
Yes.
full focus on that and give
Yes.
us the remaining parts that we are missing.
Yeah, because I mean they did give us the map last week, and there's a lot of stuff missing. I'm not gonna lie. So
And I'm just saying, I know they've said that the Plaguelands are in quarantine, but like I kind of want to go to the Plaguelands again and have the entire Concentrone as one thing with the Plaguelands. That'd be kind of dope.
I completely agree. I'd love to go back to the Plague Lands. I feel like I wasn't there long enough with the Rise of Iron DLC, but very excited. I'm very excited overall. This is when Shadowkeep launched. It was a oh yeah, I'm pumped, bro. I'm pumped. I get to play it on PC. I'm so excited. You know, and then
The Shadowkeep campaign felt a little lackluster.
it
We
did.
saw the build up, but it didn't it didn't satisfy. And the
But
way they ended it was not
satisfactory at all. But like the
it
cutscene
just
was
it
so
felt like
good.
whiplash.
Yeah, it was like ow, okay. But I will say the way that they ended it was kind of cool, and how they kind of like the next season they added more to what we saw at the end of Shadowkeep's campaign, and then the next season after that, we got to see season of was it Saint 14's thing.
The seasons need to feel more connected rather than their own things with like stuff in the background happening with lore.
Yeah, and like I felt like that's what this last year had been. Like if they, cause like you had Shadowkeep, and then what was it? It was Season of the Worthy, right?
Undying,
Yeah, well, Season
and
of the Worthy.
then
You had Season of Worthy,
Season of the Dawn,
Season
or
of
Dawn,
Dawn,
yeah, Season of Dawn, and then
Season of
Worthy, and
Worthy, and
then
then Season
Arrivals.
of Arrivals. So like, you started out with like Osiris basically like, "Yo, Guardian, I need your help." The Cabal, and you're like, "What? What? This is out of left field, bro. Like, what do you
Wait, the
mean?"
Cabal is an issue again, but what about that giant pyramid that's like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
we're going to kill everything.
Yeah. What about the pyramid in the moon? Who's like, "We've been here for ages," and you're like, "Okay."
We've been here the entire time, and you never knew it.
It's like we were here before we were the ones who created the man and wheel. Like I don't know. Like I said, I'm actually excited. I've got a couple days off, so I can't wait to sit there and grind the campaign out with Beach. Hopefully, it doesn't take 3 hours to do it on all three characters like Shadowkeep did, but I don't know. I'm
And
excited.
depending on how work situation goes, I'm probably going to be running it through with everyone and giving everyone their own time to grind out
Yep.
strikes and getting on their powerfuls and getting them as high as level as possible
Yeah,
because I
that'll
may
be.
or may not have work anymore.
Well, that sounds like a good topic for another podcast.
But we should be wrapping this one up. We've gone over the entire TWAB.
And we talked a little
Depending
bit.
on when the patch notes go live, depends on if we will do an impromptu live, session of going over them
Yeah,
over on my Twitch, or if we will go over them in video form if we have enough time. If
exactly.
it's only like an hour before launch, we'll just do them on my Twitch. So,
And then go
Dan,
over.
if you remember to link it in the
Yes.
description,
I will definitely link
so that they know where to see us play live.
Yep, I will definitely link your Twitch URL in the comment section down on the YouTube thing. I guess this is where I plug the don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay here, I guess. Like, I'm not all for that. Like, if you guys want to stay, you can stay. I'm not going to, like, force it on you guys and be like, yo, hit the subscribe button or you ain't going to get any more content. Like,
As
I'm
one
still gonna
as a
bang out
YouTuber,
content.
I've been watching recently says, you know, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, and you can change your mind in the future if you no longer want to be here.
Exactly. I don't think you could have put it any better yourself for my own outro. But, so, like I said, like Shadow said, I'll link his Twitch down in the comment section below so that way you could hopefully stop by and see us having a fun time, you know, grinding out the campaign, slowly going through it, giving the viewers, you know, that content just in case they can't actually play it at that time. But my name's
Our first
David.
playthrough will be a
Yep, watching the cutscenes.
immersion.
Yep.
Second playthrough, third playthrough for the other characters is gonna be speedrun.
Yep, we'll be
We're just
speedrunning
running
it.
through everything.
Yep, because we'll pretty much know exactly what to do, so there's no need for us to sit there and kill all the ads that we need to. We'll go step on the plate, pick up the ball, throw the ball, you know, typical Bungie
Throw
fashion.
some ice,
Throw some
make
ice,
a snowball.
You know, make some snowballs, make a couple snowmen here and there with Christmas coming around the corner. But I think that's a good place to
Turkey.
end. Yeah, turkey. Don't forget about Thanksgiving. Make a snow turkey. I feel like this is a good place to end. So, I'm Dan Calvorios with Shadow here.
Shadow, or Shadesy, as everyone who would properly pronounce it.
Yeah, Shadesy. But just saying, it does look like Shadsy, you know.
Wait.
Anyways,
Shush.
That's this iteration of House of Oreos' Bite Size. Thanks for stopping by.